The following is a presentation of KBEK Sports, local sports.
Past the 25, to the 20, to the 15, he's going to high step into the end zone, touchdown!
Here, wide receivers split each side.
He's still going into the end zone.
East Central Minnesota, the action starts now. To bring you the call, here's Ethan Game Day Gilman.
And good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's broadcast of boys basketball here on Nice 95.5 FM KBEK. I, of course, am Ethan Game Day Gilman. I am at Mora High School here this evening for tonight's non-conference, non-section matchup game between the Mora Mustangs and the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars. It should be a good one here tonight between these two teams, as next year these two teams are going to be conference teams. Yes, the Great River Conference is growing next year. It will add 3 brand new teams, and Mora is one of those teams, and that should be very interesting across all sports, whether it be fall sports, winter, or spring. It is going to add a new layer and all new elements to the conference next year as Mora, Crosby Ironton, and Aiken all join. But now joining me here for the second time in a row is Taylor Tollefson. Taylor, once again, thanks so much for joining me.
Yeah, no problem.
As we are out here at Mora High School, this is another boys basketball game. The last time that you and I had called a game together, we were over at Rush City High School, and we were treated to an overtime game, which was extremely exciting. There was a lot of action, a lot to be talked about in that game. In tonight's matchup, I don't know if we're going to see the same excitement. Maybe we'll see more, maybe we'll see less. I'm not real sure, but all I know is when Taylor is with us here broadcasting, it usually turns out to be a pretty darn good game, so we appreciate her coming out once again all the way to Mora High School to help us broadcast this one once again. But taking a look at both of these teams coming in here to tonight's matchup, we'll start with the visiting Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars, who are 5-6 on the year and 0-3, in their section. They play in Section 7 AA. Mora is in Section 6 AA. So they are one section apart. Not that that all matters per se, that they are only one section apart, but they do not play in the same section. Of course, Hinckley-Finlayson moved up to AA only a couple years ago, and since then it hasn't been a bad move up. In fact, they've done pretty darn well. But this year, 5-6, they score about 63 points per game, give up about 70 points per game, as they are 0-3 in their section. But again, their section very, very tough, as they have Crosby Ironton, who is 10-0, and then Esco, who is a team who is always at the top. They started, though, 3 straight wins over Pine City, Ogilvie, and Mille Lacs. That's 3 straight wins in the conference to start the season as well. So got off to a great start in the conference, but then they would lose and go on to lose their next 5 against Carleton, Renshaw, Howard Lake, Waverly, Winstead, Aiken, Esco, and East Central. So they have lost 1 in the conference right now, but then they would go on to beat Rush City just last week, last Thursday, in a pretty convincing win. Then they fell to Moose Lake Willow River by 30, but then came back and beat McGregor by over 15 points. So a good start to the season. Not where they would like to be at this point. Of course, you'd like to see that game against East Central be a little bit closer. They want to compete for the conference title here this year. Now, it says they're 4-0. Well, that's not possible with them losing to East Central. So they are 3-1, so a little bit of mix-up there on MinnesotaScores.net. But with that, they are still tied for about second place in the conference. East Central is truly 4-0. They have not lost in the conference. Bram is 5-1, and then Hinckley-Finlayson would be at 3-1. So technically, Bram is above Hinckley-Finlayson in the standings just because they have played more conference games, but they are still technically at the same time tied for second. But this conference is going to be very interesting. Rush City just won their first, so that leaves Mille Lacs and Pine City at the bottom tied for last. But Rush City has moved up, and Ogilvie right behind. And Ogilvie shouldn't be a team that should be taken lightly either. They're a team who can come out and put up some points and do some damage in the conference, and they are the second best scoring team in the conference right now, right behind Bram. And Bram has kind of found a little bit of something to work with as of late. They've won 3 straight and sit at 8-4, so a very competitive conference once again. Kind of up for grabs between Ogilvie, Bram, Hinckley-Finlayson, and East Central. You're just not quite sure who's going to grab the conference. The last couple of years, you've been kind of sure. It's been Pine City and East Central, and if you've been around either of those schools, you know, and I know Taylor has been around those schools and those sports and volleyball and many other sports, but it's been that race. But between Pine City, Rush City, Bram, Hinckley, it always seems like it's those teams, but now it's kind of interesting to see that it might be a new team this year, and I'm sure with volleyball it's been kind of controlled by Rush City, but it's always fun to kind of see, even though you may not want to see them, especially as an athlete, to see different teams having a good season.
Yeah, definitely. I'm really excited for Mora coming into our conference and everyone else coming into our conference because it's a new look into the season. I know me and my mom are already watching film for next year. We're looking at their upcoming juniors, upcoming freshmen. We've been watching their JV a little bit. We are making sure that we know what their kind of plays are and stuff like that. So we're really excited, and we're also really excited to play Rush, even though it's a really big match.
Yeah, and you mentioned the other teams that will be joining this conference next year, not just Mora, which I can't imagine what that's going to be like. Usually you try and play your conference team twice. That's going to make it a little bit harder because you're adding 3 new teams, and the other 2 is Crosby, Ironton, and Aiken. Now, I know those teams have been kind of floated around for a long time about joining the conference. That's even back when I was in high school, they were kind of floating around. Well, we play Aiken anyways, like all the time in every sport. Why don't they just join the conference? Well, they didn't want to disband their conference, and Crosby Ironton was kind of part of that, but we play Crosby Ironton in darn near every sport anyway. So it is going to be fun to see that these other teams are joining this conference. It's going to make it a lot different. It is going to really add a new layer to the conference because you just never know, because I know in some sports you don't normally play them as much as in other sports, so it's really going to add a new dynamic, and I'm sure as a player who plays sports for Pine City, it's going to be very interesting how the conference schedule now is going to work out because, as I mentioned before, usually, especially in volleyball, you try to play those conference teams twice a year. Now, maybe not so much.
Yeah, definitely, because I can tell you we've been playing Hermantown, so that's going to change. Like, we won't be able to play more teams that are more up north and stuff like that. But I'm just really excited because we haven't, as long as I've been on the team, we haven't played Aiken or Crosby Ironton. So
interesting.
I'm really surprised on that because basketball, football, everybody else plays them, and even in golf I've seen them a couple of times. But I'm just super excited for just these teams that are coming in and like it all coming in and just having a big fun time. Absolutely, yeah. Volleyball's kind of getting left out, aren't they, with those teams? But they will get to play them again starting next fall this fall, I should say. It's 2024. Yeah, I got to remember that. It is the new year. It is 2024 of January. And before we know, we're going to be talking about fall sports and how Pine City's playing Aiken tonight or Crosby Ironton or even more in a conference matchup. So we'll wait for that. We can be a little bit more patient as we do have basketball here this evening. But taking a look at the other side of things, Mora comes into this one at 6-3. 2-2 in their own section. Of course, their section has the home of Albany, Annandale, Sauk Center, now Legacy Christian Academy, Spectrum, Melrose, Foley, Osage. Yeah, all those teams over there by Albany, and it's ridiculous. Just year after year, those teams continue to pull in the talent to continually, year in and year out, have the talent to be at the top of the section and going and battling for a state, not just going to state, but a state title game as well. But sticking with Mora, they score about 67 points per game and give up about 63 points per game. That is not something this team is used to. They have been the top defense in the state, not just in the class, but in the state for the last 6-7 years, I believe. So for them not to be as good of a defense as they would like to be up to this point is certainly something that is new, but head coach Kurt Grachek, he talked about it in our preseason interview. He said he knows it's not going to be the same team. He just doesn't have the height that they used to on teams previous, but they still do have more skill players, and that's kind of what they have worked the offense around, is the fact that they have a little bit more of the ability to run the floor, so to speak, here with the ball. They started it out 4-0 on the season, beating Aiken, Kimball, Brandon, Evansville, Rush City. But then they fell to Albany in a pretty lopsided affair in which a game, and they felt they had a pretty even chance at that game, but they fell 83-41. Taylor, how tough is it to go into a game knowing
in your heart and the game plan you have set that you're going to make it a close game. It's going to be a close game. It's going to come down to the wire, but then at the end of it, it winds up being lopsided in the other team's favor. How tough is that as an athlete to have to go through that?
It's pretty tough. You really go into that mentally confident. It's your mentality just kind of shuts down, and then the next game is hard to bring that back up, even if you know that it's going to be an easy team to beat. So just knowing that you're going to have an equal game, you might not win, you might win, and just going in with that mentality and then not being able to pull it out like you want to, that can bring your mental confidence down. I know I have. But even for the next game, and then you just bring yourself back up and push yourself back to where your confidence should be.
Absolutely, as they were able to get a win right after that game, albeit only a 1-point win, but they did beat War Road in a Christmas tournament up there in Pequot Lakes. They were able to defeat War Road 76-75, but then they fell in a close one to Moose Lake Willow River 58-52. But then they would come back right out of the Christmas break last Friday and defeat Piers 62-48. But then they would recently lose to Legacy Christian Academy on the road. And again, Legacy Christian Academy is new to this section, so a new team in this section, a team they don't normally face. So you can understand if they're going into that one, so to speak, a little bit blindly. But they did almost lose by 20 points there to Legacy Christian Academy. So they're coming into this one hungry for a win. And it is, again, not a conference game yet, but next year it will be. But you might as well call it a conference game because these two teams are going to battle as if it is a conference game because, that's just how these two teams seem to go. And it doesn't matter. The Jaguars are a really fun team to call games for because they could be having a down year, so to speak. And they will come out and play one of the best teams in the section or in the conference and play them to the wire or even take them to overtime. I've seen it before when they have played Pine City before and they've taken them to the wire. It has been so fun to watch this team over the years take these really good teams down to the line and even sometimes pull out a victory. This Hinckley-Finlayson team has got a lot of fight in them, a lot of grit. They're a team that you really can't overlook when you're going into a game against them because they are just a team that is going to scratch and crawl their way to do anything they can to try and come out with the victory. So this is a team that I believe, again, will be putting up a strong fight here in this one to try and come out with a victory of their own. As we are seeing the pregame warm-ups come to a close, so we will take a commercial break here, a word from some of our fine sponsors. Then when we come back, we'll be ready for tip-off here inside Mora High School for this boys basketball game on nice 95.5 FM KBEK.
Are you looking for a position where your role impacts the community around you? Then look no further than Burnett Dairy Cooperative in Grantsburg, Wisconsin. Owned by the farmers in your community, Burnett Dairy offers numerous career options with various responsibilities and growth opportunities. Positions such as CDL drivers, who work closely with our farmers, cheese production, creating award-winning cheeses, and retail store clerks making someone's day better. Visit BurnettDairy.com and click on Careers to join our herd.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local Auto Owners Agency, Pine Insurance Agency at pineagency.us today.
Are you looking for a position where your role impacts the community around you? Then look no further than Burnett Dairy Cooperative in Grantsburg, Wisconsin. Owned by the farmers in your community, Burnett Dairy offers numerous career options with various responsibilities and growth opportunities. Positions such as CDL drivers, who work closely with our farmers, cheese production, creating award-winning cheeses, and retail store clerks making someone's day better. Visit BurnettDairy.com and click on Careers to join our herd.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with Auto Owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's agency, Pine Insurance Agency, at pineagency.us today.
All right, settle down. Let's call the meeting of people that complain about everything all the time and never do anything about it to order. Any complaints?
Yeah, my heating bill's too high.
Oh yeah, well Bobby just bought an outdoor furnace from Central Boiler and he eliminated his heating bill.
What about the hot water?
He eliminated that heating bill too.
What about his shop?
He heats that too.
I have no more complaints.
I think Central Boiler offers a solution to our complaints.
Save money on your cooling and heating bills. Visit northlandboilersales.com, your local Central Boiler sales dealer.
Experience our most popular sawmill, the Big Red XP. This Canadian-built mill proudly sits on an entirely welded 24-foot jointless frame. Accepting a diameter of 32 inches, this portable sawmill can saw logs up to 21 feet long or work with two 10-foot logs at the same time. Includes an electric head position and automatic headlock. Powered by the renowned and proven Honda 20-horsepower version, the Big Red XP comes equipped with all the equipment needed. The Big Red XP is available only at Stan's Equipment Center in Pine City.
Back here on Nice 95.5 FM, KBEK. Taking a look at your starting lineups, we will start with the visiting Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars, who are head coached by Dan Kreft. It'll be number 5, Chase Clare. Number 25, Grady Osmus. Number 30, Seth Olson. Number 32, Trey Visser. And 52, Ty Westrom. For the Mora Mustangs, who are head coached by Kurt Gracek, it'll be number 1, Dylan Benson. Number 13, Josh Hegerness. Then we'll see number 14, Dawson Smart, 22, Noah Oberfeld, and 24, Cole Schwartzbauer. And the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars wearing their white away uniforms, the black letters and numbers outlined in the red. They've got the red trim on the bottom of the shorts, on the neck and shoulder sleeve of the jersey. For the Mora Mustangs, it will be their home blue uniforms, the white letters and numbers, no outline. Then you have the 2 white stripes down the side of the jersey and pants with the bigger gray stripe in the middle of those two. And we are just about to get underway here. Again, Ethan Game Day Gilman joined by Taylor Tollefson. Once again. And we thank you all for joining us here this evening. Thanks so much to all the fine sponsors who sponsor this and every other broadcast that we do.
Are you ready? Let's play basketball.
So you can hear them. They're getting ready to start this game. Looks like they will have Josh Hegerness and Grady Osmus out at center court. One of the guys I'm watching is Noah Oberfeld. You can see he's a bigger kid, but don't let his size fool you. He is nimble. He is quick on his feet. He is fun to watch. A notable absence from the starting lineups as Grady Osmus wins the tip for the Jaguars is one of the mainstays, and only a junior, Gage Brady, missing from the starting lineup here this evening. In the first game I called for Mora, he was as well. So hopefully he's not injured. Hopefully it's, you just hope he's able to get into the game. But the Jaguars do have it to begin the first half, and Westrom looking for his teammate Clare. He kind of throws it away as that pass went behind him, and Clare went the other way. So Mora will get it back on a turnover. Bringing it up the court for the Mustangs is Dawson Smart. Smart on the far side. He's going to lose it, and that will go back to the Jaguars now. So back-to-back turnovers to begin the game. Not ideal if you're either coach. It's certainly not how you want to start a game, but maybe they can look at it as we get a steal here, but that one was tipped. It's going to be taken away by Josh Hegerness. Maybe you can look at it as, for both coaches, as, hey, we're getting it out early. As they get it on the far side now to Smart. Smart will give it off here to Benson. Dylan Benson trying to drive inside. Benson, jump pass outside to Cole Schwartzbauer for 3. That's no good. On the other side, it's Dawson Smart with the rebound. He'll give it up at the top of the key to Benson. Now to Schwartzbauer underneath to Oberfeld. And the hook shot is no good. He tried to get the rebound, but right there was Ty Westrom for the Jags. He gives it off on the far side to Visser. Dre Visser nearly loses it, but, I think they're going to say he did not reestablish himself on the field of play, so to speak. I know it's not a field, ladies and gentlemen, but it is a floor. Just saying floor of play felt weird, so I said field of play. So That's my thought process on that. Either way, we get it inside to Noah Oberfeld on the beautiful assist by Cole Schwartzbauer, and he'll put it up and in for 2. And this one going to be stolen away again. That is Hegernus again in the passing lane, but this one's tipped and going to be knocked out of bounds by the Jags, so it will stay with the Mustangs. That time, the Jaguars getting their hand in the passing lane, knocking it out of bounds. Nearly being able to grab it was Westrom, but that just went a little too far for him to go and chase after, so he lets it go and give his defense another chance. Oberfeld nearly traveled with it, but that ball was tipped, and it gets off to Schwartzbauer. Now on the far side for Hegernus. Hegernus nearly loses it, and he gives off near side to Benson. Benson trying to drive inside, found a lane, and the travel call there on Benson as he nearly got it tied up by Westrom, but Westrom let go, and that was a smart thing he did, because had he not, I think they would have given Benson the benefit of the doubt on the travel there, but good job by Westrom to tie him up for just the moment that he did, and then let go, as now the Jaguars have it, and a 3 there from Seth Olson is no good. Dylan Benson will grab the rebound for the Mustangs. They lead 2-0. As Noah Oberfeld with 3, that's going to be no good. Rebounded by Chase Clare, and quickly up and down the court they go here in this first half. And a good pace for both of these sides. Chase Clare found a man inside, not the cleanest of passes, and Osmus went up for the shot. It's no good, but he was fouled, and he's going to go to the line and shoot 2. And they're going to call Dylan Benson on the foul there, his first, team's first. And Taylor, in a game like this where we've seen already a few turnovers, have you ever had that in a game and where you go back to the coach and the coach says, hey, that's all right, we're getting them out early, or kind of that kind of mindset?
I would say so. I'd say like they'd be proud that we're getting it out earlier, and then like we push more in the later game. But I think so.
Yeah, and it's certainly better to get them out now than have it come haunt you, like you said, later in the game when you could have momentum, or things could be going your way, and then it teeters that. Westrom with the shot, no good. He gets his own rebound and puts it back up and in for 2. He got the rebound on the missed free throw shot as well, so 2 rebounds there for him as he ties it up at 2 apiece between the Mustangs and Jags. Checking into the game was Caleb Evenson for the Mustangs. He has the ball, that's Hegernus. Hegernus drives inside, and he's going to jump and come down without dribbling the ball, and that is a travel. So he will turn it over. Now another substitution is Owen Perry will check into the game. Heard a few of these names last year after games were a little bit lopsided, so these guys do have a little bit of varsity experience, but as with seemingly a lot of teams in our local listening area, it's a lot of inexperienced groups this year, and that's okay. Sometimes those teams can be a lot of fun and can surprise you, especially late in the season, because a lot of times they're a younger team, but then late in the season they find a rhythm, and all of a sudden they're going on a run that you just wouldn't expect. Now it's going to be stolen away and stolen right back. Maybe not. Going to get a kick ball. It was stolen away initially by Owen Perry, and then the Jaguars nearly got it back, but they're going to call a kick ball here on the Jags, so we'll stay with the Mustangs. They catch a break on that one. Oberfeld gets set to inbound for the Mustangs. He'll into the backcourt to Dawson Smart. Smart looks for the screen from Perry, gets it, then lobs it over to Oberfeld. Oberfeld a long 3, just off the mark. And we're going to get another foul here on the Mustangs. This one going to be their second. Oh, no, excuse me. They're going to get that on the Jaguars. Thought I had heard otherwise, but I did not. I was wrong. Seth Olson going to grab the foul for the Jags. They're first. Now driving with it is Evenson. He gives it outside to Smart for 3. No good. Westrom there. Trying to grab that rebound for the Jags. He does. He leads them. Has all of their rebounds, actually, with 4. No-look pass over to Seth Olson for 3. That's good. Seth Olson, a nice no-look pass there from Ty Westrom, will give the Jags a 5-2 lead, excuse me. Now Smart has it. He gives off to Oberfeld. Oberfeld back to Hegernus. Hegernus, top of the key, looking to drive inside. Steps up, puts up a shot. No good. That's going to get through a few hands and then finally fall to Seth Olson for the rebound. He takes it top of the key, gives it off near side to Chase Clare, who's open for three. That's off the side of the rim, no good. Oberfeld with the rebound for the Mustangs. He gives it off now to Smart. Smart quickly up the court, but it's poked up from behind, and Ty Westrom will benefit for the steal. Pass over to Chase Clare. Clare shot up, no good, and that's a missed opportunity there for the Jags, and that is a big missed opportunity too, because that would put them up 7-2, and now we're going to get a foul here on the Jaguars as Oberfeld got the rebound, but he was fouled. And that one's going to go against Grady Osmus. Schwarzbauer will check back into the game for Dawson Smart. And Oberfeld will get set to inbound on that far sideline. We got a pretty good crowd here tonight, Taylor. Both these sides packing in. It's a little bit of a chillier night, and a lot of times people will stay home, but it's nice to see that people, despite the temperatures starting to drop, that people are coming out for this one.
Yeah, agreed.
Josh Hegerness pulls up for two for the Mustangs, and the Mustangs have cut the deficit down to 1 under 13 and a half minutes to go, if you can believe it or not. Already 5 minutes gone off the board. Western will get the pass on the far side from Chase Clare and underneath to Osmus, but then it's stolen away there by Owen Perry, his second. Going underneath to Schwarzbauer. Schwarzbauer goes underneath to Perry. Perry lost it, gets it outside, and that's number 15, Evenson, and now Oberfeld gets the three in the end, one hole. Oh, they're going to get Owen Perry for the foul after the shot. So the three will stand, but you're going to get that foul, and that is less than ideal to. I mean, that's got to be frustrating if you're a coach there, Taylor. You get the points on the board, it's a three, you retake the lead, but then all of a sudden you get another foul that winds up going against your team. And we talked about it on Tuesday, how the fouls started to pile up. So far here, not too bad, but again, if you start getting fouls like that, especially after a shot that is made, that's got to be frustrating because you feel like you've retook momentum and you've retaken the lead, but then all of a sudden you get a foul and you get a mistake, basically. I mean, as a coach, I can't imagine how frustrating that is.
Yeah, definitely. They got to be really mad because their players, they're just got back in the momentum. They're having a faster offense, and then they might lose it because their confidence might just go down.
Yes, absolutely. As we get a timeout called there by the Jaguars. So they will have their first. They'll be left with 4, the minute variety. And while we have a chance, we'll take a look at our Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Custom Light Force braces, Invisalign clear aligners. 3 locations, Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge. Find out more at EmbraceMN.com. I'm still pushing, ladies and gentlemen, for us to be able to expand our coverage area to Chisago Lakes. I don't understand why they're not already. Might as well be. We got a ton of sponsors over there. We got our morning show guy on WCMP who lives over there. And, I mean, they're close enough. I mean, they're right with North Branch, so why not? Why not get them in? Either way, they do play a bunch of our local teams anyway, so I count them as kind of a honorary local team anyways. As we come back out of the timeout, 12:52 to go on that scoreboard. 7-5, the Mustangs have the lead. Westrom will go to the far side to inbound for his Jaguar team. He will get it in to Visser. Visser on the far side. Kind of a zone double team on him as he looks. He pulls it up. Gets it through a hand to Clare. Nice pass there. Down in the near side corner for Grady Osmus. Underneath to Olsen. Back outside for Visser. Visser fakes the shot. Drives inside. Puts up a shot here. That's going to be no good. Oberfeld with the rebound for the Mustangs. He'll give it off now into the far side corner. Up the court to Evenson, who gives it near side corner to Benson. Benson going to drive inside, and an awkward shot. He was well off his rhythm, and that is going to be no good. Rebounded there by Grady Osmus. Quickly back up the court, Trey Visser. He'll give it off now to Seth Olsen. Seth Olsen trying to circle around the defender. Shot is up, no good, but I think they're going to call 30. They're going to call Seth Olsen for the foul. I think they're going to say he hooked to get around the defender, which is a really tough call, but I'm going to say he hooked him enough. Now we'll get a substitution here. Isaac Westrom will check in for the Jags. Number 21 here tonight for the Jags. And Hegerness has it. He gives it off of the near side to Evenson. Back to Hegerness, to Oberfeld. Oberfeld fakes the three. Trying to drive inside. Westrom with good coverage that time. Good defense, and that one is going to be stolen away by Isaac Westrom, who just checked into the game. Westrom That's the other Westrom, Ty Westrom. He gives it off to Seth Olson to Chase Clare on the far side for Visser. Back to Clare. Clare on the far side elbow, rather. Finds a lane, drives inside. Shot is up. It can't get the friendly roll. And Hagerness will get the rebound for the Mustangs. Gives it off to Oberfeld. Oberfeld far side, driving inside. Drops it in for 2. I talked about Oberfeld at the pregame, and he is a very talented young man. And again, his size might fool some people, but after this year, they will not any longer be fooled. He is quite the athlete. Far side corner pass now to Ty Westrom. That ball's up for grabs. Oberfeld chasing after it. Chase Clare somehow got it back, but they're going to call that one knocked out of bounds by Oberfeld. And I can't explain how much Oberfeld is such a big part of this Mora Mustang team. He does it all, really. He really does. Isaiah Ahrens will check into the game now for the Mustangs. They also got one more substitution, but I believe that was Smart. This pass is inbounded to Olson on the far side. He gives it back to Isaac Westrom, now on the near side to Chase Clare. Clare gives it out to Ty Westrom. Ty Westrom from 3 is going to be well off the mark. That ball gets through a couple of hands. Seth Olson came up with the rebound, drops it in for 2. Plus the and 1. Nice job there by Seth Olson. Battling on that far side for the rebound. Got the rebound, then battled through contact to get that one to drop, and now he's got a chance for the 3-point play. 2 more substitutions will come in for Mora, and that's one thing with Mora. After the first 2-3 minutes of play, they will substitute quite often throughout the rest of the first half, at least anytime they get a chance. They like to do that, as Trey Visser looking to set up for the 3-point play. That one is good, so the 3-point play is there. And that makes it 9-8. Mora still with the lead, and Grady Osmus, you heard, will check back into the game with under 11 minutes to go. Excuse me, as Josh Hagernitz brings up on the near side, gives it back out to Cole Schwartzbauer, and he is good from 3. That's something we're used to seeing from him. He has been good for 3 from many years, and now get a whistle, and I think they're just going to kind of redo that inbound, something where the ref had made a mistake, so he wanted to give Hinckley-Finlayson a chance to redo the inbound, so they get it there, and that's okay. One of the best things that I love to see is the fact that these referees will talk about it, and they'll get the chance to make up for a mistake or just get it right, and you love to see that. Of course, without the referees, well, we won't be able to be out here and have this game played, so we appreciate the referees and all that they do and taking their free time to call these games. This one's going to be poked out of Ty Westrom's hands and nearly out of the chin, but thankfully a fan is over there, and she saved it. She kept the game going. She is the reason we will get to continue this game. Ty Westrom will get set to inbound now. And Caleb Evenson, give him credit, Taylor. He tried to grab the water bottle cap without the referees noticing and stopping the game, but they noticed him and they whistled him. So, but give him credit. He tried.
Yeah, he was very quick to get out there.
He was. I was surprised at how quickly he got out there and got back to the bench area. But, yeah, unfortunately, the referees noticed it. As we get a rebound here by Oberfeld and Josh Hagerness. Ooh. They're going to call a foul on the Jaguars. That must not have been on Clare. Because they're going to, they are going to call Clare. Chase Clare gets called for the foul there, and I gotta respectfully disagree. I thought he had all ball on that one, and maybe, to be fair, it might have been before that, but I hopefully wasn't on the basketball being behind the back, because that looked clean. But either way, they will get it inbounded here. Oberfeld, oh my goodness, he goes up over everybody to get that rebound, but then he's unable to come down with that one after the missed shot. Isaac Westrom will come down with it for the Jags. He'll give it off now to Trey Visser. Visser back to Clare. Clare looks for Westrom. He gives it off on the far side to Ty Westrom. Back to Chase Clare on the near side. Clare going to drive inside. He'll put up a floater towards the basket. It's no good, but he drew the foul, and he'll go to line to shoot 2. And if you're the player driving to the basket, that's what you're hoping for on that type of play, is to draw the foul. That one is going to be on Owen Perry here, and his second, team's 4th. Looks like we'll get 3 substitutions after this first free throw attempt for the Mustangs. And Claire drops that one in. So Claire is 1 of 1 so far, 2 for 2 as a team right now, and Claire will get set for his second and 2. His team trails behind 3 now. This one is up and no good. Oberfeld gonna grab the rebound for the Mustangs. And he gives it off on the far side to Hegernus. Hegernus drives inside. Leap, shot, off his back foot, no good. And another rebound there for Isaac Westrom. Westrom, since coming in off the bench, he has done a pretty darn good job as Chase Clare has it now for the Jaguars. Oh, he looked for Visser there, and Visser went one way. The pass went the other way. It was a zig when he zagged kind of situation there, Taylor, and unfortunately that'll be a turnover for Hinckley-Finlayson. And so far at the halfway point here, Taylor, a little bit of a different story than that Tuesday game. A lot lower scoring of a game.
Yeah, definitely. But their defense is all over each other. This is a very good defensive game. I'm going to have to say that. It's very good.
Yeah, it's fun to watch. 2 really good defenses go at it here. And again, not conference teams or section teams, but they might as well be, as again, these 2 teams battling hard here in the first half of the first half. As Hegernus, he tries to drive inside. He picks up his dribble. It's no good. Swatted back out on the rebound, but it's going to, I don't know who to give that one to. We'll give it to Claire because he wound up with it, and then he takes it to the basket. He does not draw the foul. Instead, it's Oberfeld who draws the charge. So Oberfeld putting his body on the line that time and draws the foul. It's going to be the team's 5th, his 2nd. Ty Westrom will check in for Chase Clare, and head coach Dan Kreft gives them a clap and says, hey, it's all right. You know, those things happen. That was just a really good setup there by Oberfeld, being the right spot, perfect timing. As now Hegernus has it again. He's drifting to that far side. Looks like he might want Oberfeld, but instead gives it to Shorsbauer. Now to Benson. Benson goes over to Oberfeld. Oberfeld, a long 3, gets a little bit into it. It's no good. Shorsbauer with the rebound that time. Now on the far side for Dylan Benson. He fakes the shot, pulls it down, and he'll give it off to Hegernus. Now outside to Shorsbauer again for 3. That is no good, and it falls into the breadbasket of Grady Osmus. He lost it, then gives it back to Isaac Westrom. Westrom weaving his way through traffic, gives it off to Trey Visser. He makes a man miss, trying to get a shot off. He does, off the front of the rim, no good. It's going to be, that's Caleb Evenson with the rebound there for the Mustangs. Now to Oberfeld. Oberfeld, spin move inside. Oh, not enough on that one. And then he gets enough on it after the rebound there. What a spin move there by Oberfeld. And again, just showing off the athleticism. And Taylor, have there been any teams or maybe even a teammate that you may have not realized their athletic ability until they started playing, and then you or maybe even the team was just like, oh wow, we gotta rethink this player now?
Oh yeah, definitely. I've had a couple of teammates where we have them. They want to play DS or libero, but they're definitely fit for a hitter. They have such a strong arm swing, or they're just so aggressive at the net or in the back row, and they want to be a hitter. But when their ability is best in that spot, it's amazing, and then they find their love in that spot.
Which is so cool to see, as that is always nice to know when you've got a teammate or a player that you're playing against. Well, maybe not so much playing against, but at least a teammate who's got a lot more ability than you first realized, as Seth Olson did get fouled on that 3. So he's at the line to shoot 3. He missed his first, made his second. So now it's 14-10. Still in favor of the Mustangs, but again, a little bit of a lower scoring first half here between these two teams. 14-10, 7:21 to go on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Of course, their doctors are committed to providing world-class orthodontic care and a friendly, comfortable atmosphere, plus they'll leave you with a smile you embrace forever. Seth Olson goes 2 of 3 at that trip at the net and makes it 14-11. So it again, 3-point game here, or 1 possession between these two teams, or 2, depending on if they only get a 2. Could be 2. We'll call it 1 for now, as Hegernus, he drives just inside the perimeter and puts up a long 2, and that is good. That looks smooth from start to finish, and that'll make it 16-11. But Ty Westrom quickly up the court saying, hey, don't forget about my athletic ability, as he looks for the pass, and That goes off of Oberfeld's thigh. That's not going to feel good in the morning. But, okay, I don't know if Westrom meant to. And at the position he was
you definitely saw him just throw it.
So I don't know if it was on purpose, but hey, it works out in the end. As we get it here.
It's definitely probably the best strategy that you have when you're that close to the end line that you don't want to overturn the ball.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Not at all, as it works out because Trey Visser will wind up getting a 3 out of it, so it's 16-14. Mora still leads only by 2 now. Hegernus, he drives inside, spin move, back outside. Oberfeld, a 3 is good. Noah Oberfeld sees the Jags 3 and answers with a 3 of his own. Isaac Westrom gets the pass from Visser. He gives it back to Visser. Visser looking, and he's double teamed now. That pass is tipped, but gets it to Isaac Westrom. Westrom going to be double teamed. Westrom in some trouble. Nearly had that one stolen. He has Ty Westrom underneath the basket all alone, and he drops it in for 2. Beautiful pass, and just a beautiful job there by Ty Westrom to realize, hey, I got a teammate who's in distress. I just need to make a move. And he made the correct move, slashed to underneath the basket, and it was wide open. Just a great read there by him. Oberfeld dropped it in for a 2, plus he fell to the court. My goodness, have a first half, young man. He leads them right now with 14 points in the first half. Incredible first half for him. Jaguars have it back, trying to answer. They trail by 5 now. Ty Westrom gets it off to Seth Olson, that was Trey Visser, but that is well off the mark, and Evenson gets the rebound. That was a case of they're just trying to make a play because they didn't really have one, and going down the other way quickly with a basket, Josh Hegernus. So now it's 23-16, and all of a sudden, the Mora Mustangs have found a little bit of a rhythm on offense. That pass is tipped, stolen away, by Noah Oberfeld, and they're going to get a charge call on Oberfeld there. He got a little too much shoulder into that one, looked like a fullback plowing through a helpless defender, and unfortunately they will get him for the charge that time. That'll be a second in the team's 6th. And a couple substitutions on each side, and Aaron's going in for Oberfeld, and Oberfeld only with his second, but he'll get a well-deserved rest here as he has been on the court since the beginning. All 13 minutes, he has been running everywhere, and Ty Westrom gets the inbound and looked for Chase Clare on the far side of the court, and unfortunately that was just a little too far above the reach of Clare, and sadly that'll be a turnover, so a missed opportunity there for the Jags, unfortunately, and Taylor, that's gonna be tough for a team to have a few things go their way and then get another chance at it, but then kind of make their own mistake and watch that chance go awry as Westrom kind of makes up for it with the steal. But still, it's got to be tough mentally too.
Yeah, totally agree. Just having them score that many points as well in a row and getting those rebounds and stuff and just sprinting back down to the court, it's got to be hard on your mental and physical game.
I would agree as well, as we get the 3rd foul there on Owen Perry on a shot from the Jags, so he'll probably come sit for the rest of the first half so as not to foul out, but it looks like as of right now, it looks like they actually will keep him in, so they trust him to not continue to fouls, but either way, Trey Visser is at the line for a 1-and-1, and he drops in the first, and okay, there he is. So Oberfeld will come back in for Perry, and they just tried to trick everybody. They wanted to say, hey, we're going to keep him in, but they want to unleash their secret weapon in Oberfeld. That is the 7th team foul, by the way, on Mora, and Visser drops both of those free throw shots in to make it 23-18. A 5-point game now between these two. Mora with the lead. Hegernus has it. Gives it off far side to Oberfeld. He leaps for the 3. That's going to roll off the rim, and Schwarzbauer will get the rebound, give it back outside to Ahrens, and they're going to get a travel there on Isaiah Ahrens, and he kind of knew it right before he released it. He clapped his hands as right after he released it, as if to say, well, shoot, my bad. That's all right. And he'll get plenty of more chances to make up for that one, and that's got to be tough as a player too, to kind of make that kind of mistake and then have to come out. I mean, I got to imagine that kind of weighs on you mentally till the next time you're able to go out there.
Yeah, it is. if you make a mistake and then the coach just pulls you out, that just kind of slows you down, and it just throws your confidence down the drain. And they don't mean it like in a bad way. They're just getting in people, or they're just seeing what might be fit for that position in that moment.
Absolutely, as the Mustangs do get it back after a pass was out of bounds by the Jags, and now a 3 from Josh Hagerness. And that'll make it 26-18. So all of a sudden an 8-point lead now for the Mustangs. They've hit a few threes here in these last few possessions. And now looking to pass it off was Grady Osmus, but nearly into trouble. But this is going to be pit-pocketed. That's Josh Hagerness with a steal. He pit-pockets Ty Westrom, and he drives down with a fast break for 2 to make it a 10-point lead now for the Mustangs. And looks like we'll get another. I think the referee might have thought that head coach Dan Kreft had called a timeout. That's why he blew the whistle. He immediately tapped his chest and said, "Hey, my bad. I didn't mean to." So I'm guessing he maybe thought he called a timeout there, but he did not. So we will get it inbounded once again, and Claire will give it off to Westrom on the far side with under 3.5 to go. Ty Westrom, top of the key. He looks, holds on to the ball. He wanted Visser. Gives it back to Claire on the near side. Inside to Grady Osmus. He'll give it now to Visser. Visser over on the far side corner to Westrom. Now to Isaac Westrom. Westrom trying to drive in the paint, getting around the defense, puts up a shot that is no good. Oberfeld and Westrom battling for the rebound. He's going to get through both of their hands, and Josh Hagerness will get the rebound. And that's into the far side corner for Benson for 3, no good. And Isaac Westrom with the easy rebound that time, as the Mustangs were just getting it back on defense. Westrom, Ty Westrom with the ball. He'll give it to Chase Clare, and it's going to be a moving screen. Yep. Yeah, Ty Westrom, that was pretty obvious. And I get what he was trying to do there, because as soon as he gave the ball to Clare, he noticed the defender was right there, and that the defender was either going to have his way with a steal, or he was going to make life a little bit hectic for Chase Clare. So he tried to quickly move into position, but unfortunately, it's a moving illegal screen. So that will be a turnover and a foul there on Westrom, his first, and the team's 6th, though. So one more, and that will put Mora in the bonus. And that's got to be tough, too, Taylor, when you're trying to do something for your teammate, but then it winds up working against you, as Oberfeld, as I finish my thoughts, hits a 3, and it's 31-18. But, yeah, that's got to be tough. You're trying to help out your teammate, and then you get a call against you. And, again, it's got to – I mean, I can't imagine how tough that is.
Yeah, definitely. It's hard to think that, like, you are doing the best for your team in that moment, but then it ends up not being the best thing at the moment. So then it's really just court smartness. Like, where can I pass to? Who's the closest person I can pass to? How can we get this up to get a 3-pointer or going for a layup or all of that stuff?
As we see a foul there by Dylan Benson. His shot was no good, and you'd be surprised to know that Oberfeld got another rebound with that one. It will stay a 34-18 game. I missed the 3 there. And now that shot is no good from Cole Schwarzbauer, but it's dropped and rebounded by Evenson, and he puts it back up and in for 2. And it's 36-18, and just as we blink, this ball game has turned into an 18-point game, and then the pass now for Seth Olson goes over his head into the bench of the Mustangs, and now the Mustangs get it back. 2:01 to go, and it seems like right now the Jaguars are maybe pressing a little bit too hard, and they're having these mistakes compound and kind of snowball effect.
Yeah, definitely. You can definitely tell that there's a difference between knowing your game and knowing too much of your game. And right now, I really feel like they're knowing too much of the game because they're pressing way too much. They're trying to do hard things that can be the simplest things. They're just making the simplest things the hardest things at all, like in better words to say it.
Yes, and as we get a shot that was hit from 3 from Noah Oberfeld, and then on the missed shot by the Jaguars, he gets the rebound. Plus, he was fouled, so he's going to go to the line and shoot a 1-and-1, as that is the 7th team foul on the Jaguars and the 2nd on Ty Westrom. They now have 3 players with 2 fouls. And head coach Dan Kreft wants a little bit of a word with one of the referees, just to kind of ask, hey, why was that one this and maybe not down here, or vice versa? Oberfeld again at the line for a 1-and-1. Drops in the first one, which sure surprises everybody that he made a shot. I think he's missed maybe one, maybe two at the most here in this game, but again, he leads them with 20-plus points in the first half. So Oberfeld makes the first, and the line drive shot is good again, and it's 41-18. And this quickly turned on its head. As Taylor said, yeah, Jaguars just seem to be pressing a little bit too much here as they trailed, and it's just kind of snowballed. Olsen with the pass to Isaac Westrom, now to Ty Westrom. Westrom spinning around, gives it back outside to Seth Olsen. Olsen driving inside, puts up a shot, awkward shot, and it's going to be no good, but the the ball was swatted by a Mora player right back to him. Obviously, they didn't mean to do that, but that's just kind of how it worked. And he'll drop it in for two to make it 41-20, and they end their scoring drought. But now here comes Hegernus with a fading to his left two. And it's 43-20, under a minute to go. Mora, again, has found the rhythm. As now Trey Visser looks inside. He gives it to Westrom. Westrom's bothered underneath the basket. Ooh. They're going to get a foul there on the Mustangs, and I don't know about that one. I think that was close to kind of all ball, but we're going to get Josh Hegernus for the foul. It'll be the team's 9th, and Westrom will be at the line for a 1-and-1. And Isaiah Aarons will check into the game for Dylan Benson. Oberfeld back in. And on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, 35 seconds left. Embrace Orthodontics, your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team over there wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible. Plus, they'll do all the insurance heavy lifting for you. If you don't have insurance, ask about financing options. They'll find a plan to fit your budget at embracemen.com. Westrom, no good on the first. And Grady Osmus, I don't know if he thought that Mora had touched that one or if he thought maybe because it was off the free throw it would stay with him, but it looked like he had an opportunity at that rebound there, Taylor, and he kind of just, I know he didn't let it go, but that's kind of the way it felt.
Yeah, definitely.
Ty Westrom, though, makes up for it as he gets a steal, and Trey Visser will drop it in for two, so Westrom says, hold on, I got your back, bud. And it's 43-22. So the Mustangs look like they'll get the last shot as we have under 10 seconds now to go here in the first half. Hegernus with 2 seconds to go. Shot is no good. Seth Olsen gets the rebound, and I don't think that shot would have counted anyways. And Seth Olsen kind of saying, hey, why didn't I wasn't the defender called for a foul? But the shot was just after the buzzer. So that will be it for the first half. We will get the half-court shooting here for the Mustangs. This is something they do every half where they shoot it, and if you make it from half-court, well, you get a prize. Well, while they do that, we'll take a word from our fine sponsors, come back, recap this first half, let you know some of the keys for both these teams into the second half, and then we'll talk some more. Why don't we? As you're listening to boys basketball here on Nice 95.5 KBEK.
Wellia Health is here to keep you feeling your best so you can enjoy all the things you love best. You can count on us for your eye exams, mental health services, rehabilitation, wellness exams, urgent care, and much more. At Wellia Health, our goal is to help you live life well. Let Wellia Health help you get back to your best. Give us a call today to set up an appointment. 320-679-1313. WelliaHealth.org.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics, a smile you will embrace forever.
This can be the loneliest sound, and it's never the right time. Car in the ditch, you standing by the side of the road. Thank goodness Hinckley Towing is on the way. 24-hour service, experienced drivers, and state-of-the-art trucks. Put their number in your phone before you need it. Hinckley Towing, 320-385-4049. 320-385-4049.
Hey, you looking for a reliable propane supplier? Look no further than Burnett Dairy Propane. Proud to serve you, providing top-notch propane services all year round, offering convenient delivery options and flexible payment plans that suit your schedule and budget. Trust the experts in the field, Burnett Dairy Propane. Call them today at 715-689-1032 or visit them online at burnettdairy.com. Burnett Dairy Propane, your dependable propane partner.
Are you interested in a technical degree that can quickly help you land your dream career? Or maybe you've always dreamed of going to a 4-year college, but you'd like to start close to home. Either way, Pine Technical and Community College has you covered. PTCC offers more than 50 degrees in hot fields like healthcare information technology, advanced manufacturing, and business. PTCC is now accepting applications. Financial aid may be available online at pine.edu. Starting out or starting over, find your future at Pine Technical and Community College.
Embrace Orthodontics offers a unique specialized approach to orthodontic treatment with custom braces or Invisalign. The team at Embrace loves getting to know their patients personally and takes the time to make sure all your questions are answered. Their board-certified orthodontists use only the latest in modern technology to give you the best outcome possible. They work with your insurance company and offer flexible financing options to fit your budget. Call today to set up your free exam and see how Embrace Orthodontics can transform your smile. More online at embracemn.com. That's embracemn.com.
A duo that is perfect together. That's Dale's Heating and Appliance and Lennox. Dale's is your local Lennox dealer that's committed to making your family's comfort their top priority. With a wide assortment of options, Dale's will ensure your home's air is top quality. Call Dale's today or visit them at dalesheatingandappliance.com and ask how you can save on your next AC unit. Lennox and Dale's, the perfect duo. Dealer number E06356.
Introducing the Red Runner 2017 Deluxe Firewood Processor. This Canadian-assembled, all-in-one, towable firewood solutions capable of producing 3 face cords per hour. The Red Runner comes equipped with a powerful 18-inch Oregon chainsaw bar, 10-foot-long adjustable conveyor, 2, 4, or even 6-way adjustable splitter head. Fits logs up to 12 feet long and 16 inches in diameter. This high-performance personal firewood processor is powered by a Honda GX390 industrial engine, found only at Stan's Equipment Center in Pine City.
Dale's Heating and Appliance, your local heating and appliance expert, is committed to making your family's comfort their top priority. And now you can add water softeners to their list of expertise. Dale's now offers water softener sales or rentals along with installation, service, and salt delivery. So if your home needs quality water, make the call to your already trusted experts at Dale's, or just visit dalesheatingandappliance.com. dalesheatingandappliance.com.
A&W Restaurant Pine City is still making fresh root beer. That signature item since 1919. It's still made fresh and on-site with real cane sugar and a blend of secret ingredients. It doesn't get any better than this. Their world-renowned A&W root beer is a classic treat, and they can top it off with creamy vanilla soft serve to be known as the famous A&W root beer float. Now that's smooth, tasty, and refreshing. An American iconic A&W root beer float. It never tasted so good. A&W Restaurant Pine City. Come grab your root beer float today.
Aw, man. Hinckley Collision.
Hell no. My new car?
Hinckley Collision is the right decision. Fender benders, major accident damage, or hail damage. Hinckley Collision is the right decision. With 24/7 towing and fast, friendly, professional service, their collision department will get you back on the road in no time. With decades of experience dealing with insurance carriers, make the call today. 320-384-7002. 320-384-7002.
Everyone knows there are great places to play in northwestern Wisconsin, but did you know there are great places to work? Burnett Dairy Cooperative is just outside of Grantsburg, Wisconsin, and offers numerous career options with a wide variety of responsibilities, schedules, and growth opportunities. Some positions may include CDL driver, cheese production, and seasonal workers. Burnett Dairy Cooperative has competitive wages, 401k, profit sharing, and many other great benefits. Be part of our herd. Visit BurnettDairy.com and click on Careers.
Resetting your password, unsubscribing from emails, printing anything. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with an auto owner's insurance independent agent, getting the right coverage for your business doesn't have to be one of them, so you can get back to more important things, like learning how that printer works. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owner's agency, Pine Insurance Agency at pineagency.us today.
Hockey practice, running a business, heck, just enjoying your life. You've got better things to do. Let Jeff's Outdoor Services handle your lawn care and landscaping. Your home, your cabin, your business, they got you covered. They've been doing it since 1995, and they're good at it. Call today. Jeff's Outdoor Services. You do your thing, and they'll do theirs.
It's Hucka basketball. No, they're shooting it for a prize here. It's like chuck a puck at Pine, but it's chuck a basketball. I tried. Anyways, we're at halftime here at this Mora Mustangs new high school, where the Mustangs do lead the Jaguars in this boys basketball game here on KBEK, 43-22. Taking a look at the first half stats, leading the way for the Jags was Seth Olson with 10, Visser with 7, 4 for Ty Westrom, and 1 for Claire. They were 6 for 10 from the free throw line. They had 4 steals and 17 fouls. On the other side for the Mora Mustangs, it was Noah Oberfeld with 22 points in the first half. No, that wasn't a game total. That's the first half for him. 13 for Josh Hegerness, 3 for Schwarzbauer, and 2 for Evenson. Leading the way with rebounds was Oberfeld. No surprise there with 9 of them. Then he had also 2 for 2 for free throws. That was the team total. They're 100% so far. They had 6 steals in that first half and 9 team fouls. Now, Taylor, despite them having the unfortunate advantage in the foul territory with 9 and only 7 for Hinckley-Finlayson, they did have the benefit of leading in the takeaway category because Hinckley-Finlayson sadly had more turnovers in that first half than, again, Mora. And again, I only keep track of steals because turnovers, we would all be too confused and it wouldn't look pretty. But 6 steals to Hinckley-Finlayson's 4. But again, that doesn't tell the whole story because in that first half, unfortunately, the Jaguars did turn the ball over a little bit more, and Mora capitalized on that.
Yeah. They definitely took advantage of that too. They Jaguars were pressing more. They were doing more stuff that maybe needed to get tuned back, slow down a little bit. So they took advantage of that. They took advantage of taking that opportunity while they were down, and they got back up by 21 points.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I like the wording you used was they pressed, and that's really kind of what Hinckley-Finlayson did is they started to get down in it. And it's not that they were down. It was the fact that they had gotten down, I think, by double digits too. Like you said, then that's when they started to press, and that's when things started to go awry and heavily start to favor the Mora Mustangs as they do lead now by 21 points as we get set for half number 2. 18 minutes are back up on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard. Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace believes the results of a remarkable orthodontic experience should last a lifetime. They'll keep your smile transformation where it needs to be. With a lifelong retention program, a birthday out there. Didn't quite hear who, but they did here in the gymnasium, and that's what matters. So 18 minutes back up on the scoreboard. You can hear the doubleheader for tomorrow.
Both games, there's a Lance Dolby cancer benefit and some frisbee toss. So at halftime to both varsity games, you can participate in the frisbee toss.
Well, cool. So tomorrow night, be here for the frisbee toss for a Lance Dolby cancer benefit. That is always a good cause. We, especially with our local teams, Taylor, I know you've been a part of it too. Our local schools do such a good job of getting things together, whether it is for cancer research or 130 points. Mustangs, unbelievable start to the second half here. No, the scoreboard, they're just fixing it real quick. But no, our local teams in this area do such a great job of getting benefits together or just putting things together for people who are going through a tough time or are suffering or anything like that. It seems like our local teams, especially around here, just do such a great job of that, and you've been a part of that too.
Yeah, I totally agree. Like the one for Caitlin, Caitlin Lorsung, that was awesome. That was it was awesome to see her. She looked very well. But just doing that and recognizing a former Pine City player who has been through cancer or is going through cancer, it's so nice to just recognize that.
It certainly is, and they looks like we may have gotten some a little bit quick on the scoreboard. They did change it to 40-22. I was talking with Taylor at halftime about that. I said, well, I don't remember missing points, but I always go with the scoreboard in the gym because they're more accurate than I am. But for once, I was right. For once, I was right this time because I was adding up the points and I didn't miss anybody. And Taylor's my witness. She heard it. I didn't miss anybody, but. Yeah, so they do get that correct, and so we are back to play. Not that it super makes it, but I got to imagine for Hinckley-Finlayson, seeing 3 less points on the board, that might be able to kind of swing your way a little bit, maybe momentum-wise.
Oh, definitely.
As Cole Schorsbauer shuts my mouth because he says, hey, wait a minute, we're going to go back up by 20 here. I'm going to drop in a 2 real quick. As it's 42-22. Now Chase Clare with it. For the Jags, he gives it off on the near side to Ty Westrom. Back to Clare. Now to the far side for Trey Visser. Visser, he had 7 points in that first half, gives it to Westrom. Trying to lob it in, but Oberfeld, his towering presence right there, and he gets the steal. Now to Hagerness. Hagerness near side. Dribbling, gets around one defender. Takes it inside the paint. Spin around jumper, no good. And don't fight, you guys, your teammates. Chase Clare with the rebound there. Westrom was there too. They both just went after it aggressively. And I'm sure when you're not looking at who's getting the rebound, you're just fighting for it because, well, you want to get the rebound.
Oh yeah, definitely. You want to get it right down there. Get those quick points.
Laying it in for 2. My English failed me there. Seth Olson drops it in for 2, so it's 42-24 now with a minute and a half gone on the second half clock. Schorsbauer has it. He gives off to Dylan Benson on the near side. Now to Hagerness. Hagerness has it poked out by Seth Olson, but then he falls backwards. He was just a little bit off of balance there, and Hagerness attempted a 3. That went well back on the rebound. Seth Olson grabbed it, and then he was fouled. So the first foul of the second half is going to go against Dylan Benson, his 3rd and the team's 1st of half number 2. As the Jaguars will restart with it. Visser has it, brings it into the front court. Gives it off now to Osmus. Osmus back to Visser for 3. That's off the mark. And Oberfeld now has a double-double with double-digit points and 10 rebounds. Can he get to a triple-double with steals or assists? I'm sure he might be close to assists, but that's, again, we don't want to get me more confused than I already am with a lot of things. Oberfeld inside. He gets a pass, gets it back outside to Benson. Now on the far side, it gets to Schwartzbauer, and Schwartzbauer drops it in for 2. Nice movement there on the passing from the Mora Mustangs, and we kind of seen that in the game on Tuesday where Rush City, their passing kind of overtook. As a long 3 here for the Jaguars is no good, rebounded by Oberfeld. But, yeah, again, we've seen that passing for the Tigers kind of overtake the Dragons, and the Dragons had to be patient on defense. And not that they couldn't be, but Rush City just started to kind of overpower with their patience on offense, and it paid off for them in the end.
Yeah, definitely. They were a good, fast, quick team, just like Mora is being and the Jaguars being right now. They are very quick on getting back to offense and stuff like that.
They really are, despite the slow start as we get back-to-back steals, and now I believe we got a charge call there on the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars, which would be their first. And Westrom will get his 3rd now. That's a guy you don't want to see out if you're the Jags. He's one of your bigger guys, and you want him to guard Oberfeld, and hopefully he'll be able to keep himself.
I was also I was talking to you about this during halftime, and we talked about it at Rush. But there's these guys on the team who you can really trust, and you can really expect them if they to make points. If you need points, you got them, and Westerman, He's a really good guy that you can just expect to just pass to him, and he can get the ball to wherever you want. And there's a couple guys on the Mustangs as well that you can really trust.
Yeah, and that's a good point that you bring up because Westrom has done a really good job of that. He's done a good job of not turning the ball over, which, again, Jaguars kind of struggled with there in the first half. He's done a good job of being in the right spot at the right time. He's rarely out of position here in this game, and I think that's a good point that you bring up. Yeah, both these teams do have guys that you can just kind of count on and rely on, and that is certainly going to be huge for both these teams, not only going forward in this game, but going forward in the season, especially when you get to playoffs. Jaguars get it back after a Schwarzbauer 2, and now driving to the basket, Seth Olson, and he goes down hard. He's going to come up a little bit slow, holding his shoulder/elbow. Hopefully he's all right. It's going to be more of a stinger than anything, but he's tough. He's going to get up. Dylan Benson will get the foul, and that's going to be his fourth, so he might sit for some time now with his fourth foul and the team's second here in this half. As Seth Olson, again, will line up for 2 on the free throw attempts, their first 2 of the second half. 60% in the first half. No good on the first one there from Seth Olson. Yeah, Benson will check out, and in for him is going to be Evenson. Also, Owen Perry checks in for Smart. So, Seth Olson, no good on the first. We'll try and go 50% as he drops in the second.
And that's really all you need is your 50% where you know that you can make the ball. It doesn't have to be full 100%, but where you know you can make the ball in. That's such a great thing that you can do.
It really is, because that'll keep their confidence up and will continue to help them get back in this one. But Oberfeld says, hold on, I'm going to add a little bit extra to the lead with another 3 there. Seth Olson, nice move. He drops that one, but it's no good. And Owen Perry gets the rebound for the Mustangs. It's going to be his first on the evening. Hegerness will take it up the court. He picks up his dribble, gives it off to Oberfeld. Oberfeld fakes the shot. Now over to Evenson for a 3. And Caleb Evenson adds a 3. Oh my, 54-25. And all of a sudden, the Mustangs nearly have pulled out to a 30-point lead. Trey Visser with it on the far side. Visser trying to drive inside, takes it at the free throw line, ducks underneath the defender, and his shot is no good. Oberfeld, my goodness, another rebound. 54-25. Hegerness has it on the far side. Hegerness gets around 1. No look past the Schwarzbauer. Schwarzbauer slashes to the net. He drops it in for 2. What a beautiful move there by Cole Schwarzbauer. That's just great passing there and a great play as well, as it's 56-25 now. Mustangs with the lead. A little lackadaisical pass to Chase Clare is nearly taken away by Oberfeld, but they do hold on to it. This one goes through a couple of Jaguar hands. Owen Perry will get credit for the steal, and then the shot is no good, and no rebound's going to be called as we get a jump ball call. And possession arrow favors the Jags. We will get a new young man in here for the first time here tonight for the Jaguars. It's going to be Everett Mans, who checks in for the first time here tonight. Mans in for the first time for the Jags, wearing that number 33 jersey. Seth Olson for 3. A little bit too quick on that one, I think, and he tries to go after the rebound, swats it away, but it's going to go out of bounds. Oh, and they're going to say it stays with Mora. Interesting. I think I thought that one had been touched by a Mora player, or excuse me, a Hinckley-Finlayson player, but referees do not agree, and we'll give them the benefit of the doubt. They're on the court. They got a little bit of a better view than we do up here. Now with it is Isaac Westrom. He nearly lost it out of bounds, falling backwards. He gets it, trying to get it to his teammate, and he did wind up getting it to Grady Osmus, and now we're going to get a foul here on Mora. And I believe they're going to get that one, Caleb Evenson, his second and the team's third here of this half, 56-25. Jaguars will inbound to Seth Olson. To Visser. Visser thought about 3, gives it to Isaac Westrom. He jumped and didn't dribble the ball, and he knew it as soon as he did it, and yeah, that's going to be another turnover, and unfortunately there for the Jags, not what they need, trailing by 31 now with 12:33 to go on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, which has 3 locations, Pine City, Lynchburg, Cambridge. Plus, their doctors are committed to providing world-class orthodontic care in a friendly and comfortable atmosphere. Josh Hagerness pass from, not Westrom, that's Oberfeld on that far side. No good from 3. Trey Visser gets the rebound for Hinckley-Finlayson. Isaac Westrom is going to lose it, though. Just lost possession. And right now, the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars just can't seem to hold on to the ball here, Taylor. And unfortunately, it's kind of hurting them because they came out with a kind of a nice start here to this second half. But as we continued on, it slowly started to continue to favor the Mustangs.
Yeah, definitely. I really think that they're taking advantage of that, and they're pulling themselves up and really using that to be fast, be quick with the ball, and just make sure that they're caught off guard.
As we see a steal there from Evenson after a Seth Olson rebound, and it winds up being an Owen Perry 2 for the Mustangs. It's going to be 58-25, and it looks like we're going to get a timeout called here by the Jaguars. It'll be their second, so they'll be left with 3, Mustangs with 5. And as we get a chance to take a breath here, we will take a look at a game over on 100.9 FM WCMP, where the Pine City Area Dragon boys hockey team are hosting Northern Edge tonight. And we'll try and get you an update on that game, thanks to @Andy Beckstrom, who has the call in that game, as we wait for it to load up here and try and take a look for you and try and get an update. Dragons lead, it looks like at the end of the second period. We got Chuck-a-Puck going on over there now, as the Dragons do lead over Northern Edge 2-1. Most recently, Pine City fell to Princeton in a very lopsided game, kind of a game in which I think shocked a lot of people, myself included, because Pine City, they're a tough team, man, and they almost beat Monticello again this year. They were, I think, a goal away from beating them, but then they fell to Princeton, who isn't having the greatest of seasons, but they fell and they got shut out. And for the Dragons, I know one of the biggest things that they kind of pride themselves on is not getting shut out, is battling till the very end and keeping themselves as close as they can be. So to get shut out, especially by Princeton, feels like a little bit of a letdown for them. So certainly looking for a win here tonight against Northern Edge. Out of the timeout, the Jaguars get the ball back, and that one nearly taken away. Everett Manns looks like he's going to get fouled by a member of the Mustangs. Hagerness, the guilty Mustang, his second, team's 4th. Jaguars will get set to inbound. Ty Westrom looks, he's looking, goes right to the middle, and nice job, Grady Osmus gets the inbound pass and drops it in for 2. That's a great job. Great communication there between those two teammates, Taylor, and I got to imagine communication might be one of the biggest, most underrated things about teammates.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like that's also what people need to work on the most.
Mm-hmm.
Like every single sport, I can tell you, every single sport that I've played, we've done a drill that's including communication, because that's the key point on it being on the court. Because if you don't have communication, you're going to be running into each other every single second of the game.
That is correct. And now, that's going to be a charge on Caleb Evenson, his 3rd foul, team's 5th, as we seen a block there by the Mustangs. I did not see who got the block, sadly, but they did get the block. So we'll give them credit for the block. And then the charge call there on Caleb Evenson, and that will give the ball back right to the Jags as they inbound to Isaac Westrom. He's looking to Ty Westrom. He'll give it off far side. Westrom on that far side will give it back to Isaac on the near side. Isaac takes in the pass, drives inside, and he probably had a lane there himself, but then it was, instead he decided to pass it off to Grady Osmus, and now he drives to the basket, has it knocked out from behind by Oberfeld. That's his block, and I believe he was the blocker on the last one, if I can finish a word. So Ty Westrom will get set to inbound once again, tries to get it to Grady Osmus,
Scoreboards are off.
Oh, boy. Well, the scoreboards have something unplugged underneath the score. Say, whose foot was it? Who touched the power cord? Who clicked the off instead of on? No, it's a simple mistake. We'll get it back up and running. And see, this is why Taylor's here. She is here to get my back when I have no idea what's going on. she's done a great job at being here with us and calling these games, and she has really done a great job. We appreciate her being here as, again, the scoreboards have shut off. There we go. Somebody's toe, while they were stretching, accidentally clicked the off button. That's all it was. Just an accidental, too far of a stretch. Got to back up the chair. By the way, those chairs look extremely comfy.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know about you, but.
Yeah, I know my dad's office chairs are the comfiest things ever, and those look exactly like them.
So they are in comfort, and I got to imagine they have definitely sprawled out, but maybe a little too far with the toes there that time as they just, again, it was a simple mistake. We got it back. The scoreboard's up and running again, but nice little break for us to talk, and then the time didn't run. Oh, my goodness. That's all right. Got to get the scoreboard up and running, and who knows, the scoring table might not have been ready yet for the startup again. That's tough because when you get frazzled, especially when you're either calling a game like we are and equipment malfunctions, or just you make a mistake, or like a scoreboard malfunctions, it's tough to get back into it right away. There is a little bit of hesitation and a little bit of like, oh boy, what?
Yeah.
What just happened? So they will, I think, take a few seconds off of the clock there because of the inbound, just to make it fair. Landon Kirchmeier will check in for the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars for the first time here tonight. So Kirchmeier in for the first time here tonight. And the Mustangs will inbound for, what, a third time? No, we're joking around. But Dawson Smart will get the inbound, trying to get around one defender. Gives it off to Schwartzbauer, now on the far side here for Evenson. Evenson gives it off to Hegerness. Hegerness inside to Oberfeld. And surprise, surprise, he dropped it in for two. 62-27. Still 10 minutes to go here in the second half. Seems well in control for Hinckley-Finlayson, or for Mora, but they're going to get Westrom for a travel. I thought he may have gotten hit. They'll get him for a travel. But with 10 minutes to go here in this one here, Taylor, if you're Mora, it could be a dangerous game to play, because if you start thinking, we got this one wrapped up, it's in the bag, that's when Hinckley-Finlayson could start to mount a comeback.
Yeah, definitely. That's what it looked like on Tuesday. It looked like Pine City they were like, I have it in the bag, and then all of a sudden Rush took them to overtime and ended up beating them.
Yeah, that was a fun game to be a part of, but you're right. Yeah, it was interesting to kind of see how the Tigers were able to get back into that one, and unfortunately for Pine City, they did wind up falling in that one. It'll be the third team foul here on the second. There it is. Second team foul, and this inbound stolen away by Isaac Westrom. And going the other way, they get that one to fall in for two from Isaac Westrom. And then on the inbound, the steal for Everett Mans for two. Well, there we go. And we just kind of talked about it there, Taylor. And all of a sudden, the Jaguars come back and score and get a steal and score again. But here comes Oberfeld. He says, well, wait a minute. And he misses his shot, rebounded by Isaiah Ahrens. And now we get a foul, I believe, travel, on the Mustangs. So that will give the ball back to the Jags. And all of a sudden, this thing has kind of switched momentum a little bit here.
Yeah, definitely. Anything could happen in the last 5 to 10 minutes.
As we do see the Jaguars making a little bit of a comeback here. And now driving inside, that was Everett Mans. I think they're going to say Landon Kirchmeier went out of bounds, didn't reestablish inbounds. That's tough, especially for a young man like Kirchmeier, who's just getting into the game, trying to get him into the game and get his feet wet. But unfortunately there for Dan Kraft, it's a little bit more frustration. But oh my heavens, Noah Oberfeld. Save some for others. Another three to make it 65-31. That ball is dribbled around and lost by the Jags, but then it's stolen back by the Jags. Kirchmeier lost it, and Isaac Westrom stole it right back. The steal was from Isaiah Ahrens. So the Jaguars will have it after all that commotion, and it's 65-33. 8:36 to go. Inbound quickly to Isaac Westrom is no good. Oh, and Kirschmeyer got away with a jersey tug and throwing a defender to the floor. I watched that one. He kind of grabbed the jersey there a little bit. He got away with it. But, hey, if the ref doesn't see it, you're not guilty. Either way, the Jaguars will get it inbound as it went out of bounds off of a Mora Mustang. That shot is no good. Isaac Westrom will get the rebound. Now gives it off to Ty Westrom on the far side. Westrom will give it off to Chase Clare. Clare pauses, looks at the basket, thinks about it. Now he'll drive inside. He puts up a shot off rhythm, no good. And the rebound there by Josh Hagerness, and that one was nearly stolen away by Ty Westrom. Poked it out anyways, but it goes out of bounds. Last touch by him, so the Mustangs will hold on to it. And Trey Visser will check in for Ty Westrom. 8:13 to go. I do believe running clock is 35 points, or one away. As now taking it is Ahrens, Isaiah Ahrens, working it up the court. Gives it near side to Benson, Dylan Benson, 4-3. 68-31. Trey Visser gives it off the near side, Chase Clare. Clare, nice job by Isaac Westrom driving inside and then misses the shot. And Oberfeld will get another rebound, and this one stolen away. That's Trey Visser coming up with the steal. Looks for a three, no good. And Hagerness will get the rebound that time for the Mustangs. Drives inside. Oh, that's got to be a travel call, right? Yes, it is. He dribbled inside the paint, stopped, moved again, and yeah, unfortunately for him, that's a travel. Checking in for the first time here tonight for the Mustangs is Caden Clevin. We're in number 33. Now, unfortunately for the Jags, it's less than ideal circumstances here. The clock is going to run, and unfortunately, we're not going to say it's out of hand yet, but reaching that point. But if you're the Mustangs, as we see a ball go out of bounds, last touch by the Mustangs, so we'll stay with the Jags. But if you're the Mustangs, this is kind of okay. You're winning. You could go on to win this game with running clock. But now you get to see the younger guys get in for some valuable varsity minutes because they're in with over 6.5 minutes to go. So they'll see a ton of varsity time here, which is great, especially for the younger guys.
Yeah, definitely. I've seen that a lot actually, where they make sure that they get the younger guys to get in and get those valuable varsity minutes. Grant Larson, for example, for the Dragons, he's a person that is very, very important, or has become very important on the Pine City varsity team, which is incredible to see. So when you get the more varsity points, the more they're going to have experience and the better they're going to do.
Absolutely, I do agree. As Blake Blowers was the one who was fouled, he misses his first but drops in the second free throw. So it's 68-32, and for the most part, we will have the JV players in now for both sides as number 5 checks in for the Mustangs as we get a foul there on Kirchmeyer. That'll be his second, team's third. And as I mentioned before, Chase Axtell into the game now for the Mustang as Isaiah Ahrens at the free throw line. He drops in his first free throw. And you can hear again, 23 checked in, Roman Maurer. As I try to keep up. And I know I heard another substitution there for the Jags. It was number 3. And so the second shot by Ahrens is no good. He's 1 for 2, and then the rebound there by Isaac Westrom. So number 3 is Kieran Tvet. And that shot by Chase Clare is no good. Shot up again, no good. Clare got his own rebound, and then it was rebound on the other side by 25 Ahrens. Drives inside, picks up his dribble, gives it back outside to Axtell. Now to Maurer. Maurer will hold on to it. He'll give it top of the key here. And that shot is no good from Caleb Evenson, and that one will go out of bounds and go back to the Jaguars. So 69-32 is the lead for the Mustangs. Clock continues to roll under 4.5 minutes. Inbound here by Ahrens to Maurer. Ahrens for 3, good. Isaiah Ahrens from long range, makes it 72-32. Quickly up the court, though, go the Jaguars, as I forgot what they were called, apparently. Mora gets the steal for the Mustangs. Aarons will give it off on the far side to Axtell. Axtell trying to drive inside. Shot is up and good from Chase. Axtell may have gotten away with a jump and then came down. So 2 there for him. Back the other way come the Jags. And here, if you're the Jags, I think one of the biggest things is just to try and get some momentum for your team. Get something going that you can build off of. Get some positivity for your team before this game ends. So we get another foul there on the Mustangs. That's going to go against Evenson, his 4th, the team's 7th. And when it's a lopsided game like this, Taylor, if you're the team that it is lopsided against, as Claire hits his first, what is one thing that you're trying to look for before the end of this one? Obviously, this one's probably going to be a loss for Hinckley-Finlayson, but as a player, if you're getting blown out, what's something that you're looking for before the game ends?
I'm looking for the positives in the game that we have had, the positives that our offense was running fast, our defense was doing really good, and just looking at how good my teammates did as well. Mm-hmm. So really just trying not to get down on myself, because you also look at it like you also think, oh, I still have a chance to get this, when you might not. Right. Yeah, so just trying to grab some positivity as Westrom will grab the rebound off the missed shot. Chase Clare trying to get a shot off of his own. Shot is up, no good, and we'll get another foul here on the Mustangs. It'll be the team's 8th and the 3rd. Aarons with his first. Chase Clare will attempt 2, and the first one's no good. So no good on that one as the clock continues to roll and 2 minutes to go. Brace Orthodontics, your customized smile journey starts with a free consultation. The team at Embrace wants to make your journey as seamless and convenient as possible. And that shot no good as well. We get another foul here on the Jags. Blake Blowers with the foul. Of course, Embrace Orthodontics also has the team who will do the insurance heavy lifting for you, because if you don't have insurance, you can always ask about financing options. They want to find a plan to fit your budget. Find out more at embracemn.com. Aaron's with it as we're under 1.5 minutes to go here in the game. Mustangs are going to improve their record to 7-3. Jaguars will fall to 5-7. A long 3 there, and it is good from Caleb Evenson. That's a good-looking 3-point shot from Evenson, and it's 77-33. Isaac Westrom has it. He has it on the far side. He lost his dribble for a moment, then picks it back up on the far side and drops it in for 3, 77-36. And there's that positivity you and I talked about, Taylor, just trying to grab something positive-wise before the end of the game. Game clock and shot clock separated by about 19 seconds. So the Mustangs on their way to another victory here on the season. Jaguars will sadly fall as this one's up for grabs, stolen away by Isaac Westrom. He'll lob it up, trying to get it to Tved. He lost it, and then picking it up was Kirschmeyer. His shot no good. Rebound still up in the air for grabs, and a Jaguar comes down with it. Everett Mans. That shot is no good. Then rebounded there by Maurer, and that'll be it. 20 seconds to go. That should wrap it up here, ladies and gentlemen. That should be our final as the Mustangs get the victory in this one over the Jaguars. 77-36 going to be our final. 3, 2, and 1. And there it is, the final buzzer. So the Jaguars fall in this one to the Mora Mustangs, 77-36. We will take a commercial break. We'll be right back to recap this game. You're listening to high school basketball here on Nice 95.5 FM, KBEK.
Hi, Rob.
Hey, why have you been so happy lately?
It's because I no longer pay for hot water.
What? You have 4 teenagers that take all-day showers. How do you not pay for hot water?
Well, I put in a central boiler outdoor furnace that heats my house, my garage, and now I have virtually endless free hot water.
Wow, that's great. With my 10 kids, I'll really save some money. Where do I get a furnace?
Check with your local Central Boiler dealer, of course.
Northland Boiler Sales, your local Central Boiler Sales dealer. Visit northlandboilersales.com.
Are you looking for a position where your role impacts the community around you? Then look no further than Burnett Dairy Cooperative in Grantsburg, Wisconsin. Owned by the farmers in your community, Burnett Dairy offers numerous career options with various responsibilities and growth opportunities. Positions such as CDL drivers, who work closely with our farmers, cheese production, creating award-winning cheeses, and retail store clerks making someone's day better. Visit BurnettDairy.com and click on Careers to join our herd.
Untangling your headphones, finding the right remote, saying goodbye to your favorite shirt that hasn't fit in 10 years. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. Auto Owners works with independent agents who live in your community and answer when you call, so you can worry about more important things, like finding a new favorite shirt. That's simple human sense.
Contact your local auto owners agency, Pine Insurance Agency at pineagency.us today.
All right, settle down. Let's call the meeting of people that complain about everything all the time and never do anything about it to order. Any complaints?
Yeah, my heating bill's too high.
Oh yeah, well, Bobby just bought an outdoor furnace from Central Boiler, and he eliminated his heating bill.
What about the hot water?
He eliminated that heating bill too.
What about his shop?
He heats that too.
I have no more complaints.
I think Central Boiler offers a solution to our complaints.
Save money on your cooling and heating bills. Visit northlandboilersales.com, your local Central Boiler Sales dealer.
Experience our most popular sawmill, the Big Red XP. This Canadian-built mill proudly sits on an entirely welded 24-foot jointless frame. Accepting a diameter of 32 inches, this portable sawmill can saw logs up to 21 feet long or work with two 10-foot logs at the same time. Includes an electric head position and automatic headlock. Powered by the renowned and proven Honda 20-horsepower version, the Big Red XP comes equipped with all the equipment needed. The Big Red XP is available only at Stan's Equipment Center in Pine City.
Wellia Health is here to keep you feeling your best so you can enjoy all the things you love best. You can count on us for your eye exams, mental health services, rehabilitation, wellness exams, urgent care, and much more. At Wellia Health, our goal is to help you live life well. Let Wellia Health help you get back to your best. Give us a call today to set up an appointment. 320-679-1313. WelliaHealth.org.
Your journey to smile with your forever starts at Embrace Orthodontics. The team at Embrace is committed to providing world-class care and a remarkable orthodontic experience. Choose between custom Light Force braces or Invisalign clear aligners with locations in Pine City, Lindstrom, and Cambridge, and a plan to fit your budget, whether you have insurance or not. Embrace Orthodontics will make your smile journey comfortable, convenient, and customized just for you. Visit EmbraceMN.com today to find out how to set up your free exam. EmbraceMN.com. Embrace Orthodontics, a smile you will embrace forever.
Back here on 95.5 FM, KBEK, Ethan Game Day Gilman, joined alongside by Taylor Tollefson, and this one ends with the Mora Mustangs getting a little bit more of a lopsided victory over the Hinckley-Finlayson Jaguars, 77-36, a 41-point difference. For the Jaguars, they were led in scoring by Seth Olson with 13, then Trey Vister with 7, 5 for Isaac Westrom, 4 for Ty Westrom, 2 for Grady Osmus, Chase Clare, and Everett Mann, and then 1 for Blake Blowers. Rebound-wise, Olson and Westrom led them. Ty Westrom with 6, 4 for Isaac, or Ty Westrom, excuse me. Isaac had the 6, and 4 for Chase Clare as well. They went 9 for 18 from the charity line, 3 for 8 in the second half, 6 for 10 in the first half. That's 50%. They had 10 steals total, 4 in the first, 6 in the second, and 11 team fouls, 7 in the first and 4 in the second, which is nice to see them not have as many fouls. On the other side for the Mora Mustangs, it was Noah Oberfeld with 30 points leading them, 15 for Cole Schwarzbauer. Now, interesting with him, he had 3 in the first half there, Taylor. He went off for 12 in the second. Then Hegernus did not score a point, but he was helped by Schwarzbauer, who had, again, 12 in the second. But Hegernus finishes with 13, 8 for Caleb Evenson, and then 4 for Isaiah Aarons, 3 for Dylan Benson, 2 for both Owen Perry and Chase Axtell. Rebound-wise, they were led by Oberfeld with 13, 4 for both Evenson and Hegerness. Free throws, they were 3 for 4. They only shot it 4 times from the charity line, but they were 75%. They had 12 steals, 6 in each half. They had 2 blocks from, you guessed it, Oberfeld here in the second half, and then 17 team fouls in the game, 9 in the first, 8 in the second. So the final here again, 77-36. The Mustangs get the victory over Hinckley-Finlayson. And Taylor, what are your final thoughts here in this one as the Mustangs beat the Jaguars?
I really think this was such a great game to come out and watch. These are two, in the first, I'd say 2 minutes, you could already tell this was going to be a good game. This was going to be a competitive match. They were all showing it and stuff. So they were showing like how fast they were going back and forth on the court. Their defense was good. Their offense was fast and all that stuff.
Yeah, it was really fun to watch these defenses because you kind of mentioned in the first half, they were playing really well. Both of these defenses were in the first half. It was a 3-point game between the two teams, and it was kind of a lower scoring game past the halfway mark in this in that first half. And you and I were kind of thinking, oh, this is going to be a little bit lower scoring game. Not so much what we seen there on Tuesday, but then Mora was able to kind of turn it around, turn it on, so to speak, and really start to pull away. And you mentioned it. That's kind of when Hinckley-Finlayson started to press a little bit too much, and unfortunately that was kind of their demise as Mora just continued to capitalize on everything that Hinckley-Finlayson did wrong or just had mistakes with, and then the Mustangs really pulled away and were able to get those younger players those valuable varsity minutes here in the second half, winning 77-36. Of course, I want to thank all of the fine sponsors who sponsored this and every other broadcast that we do. Thanks so much to all of you who tuned in here for tonight's game. And, of course, stay tuned to our morning shows on right here, 95.5 FM with Rockin' Robin Riley at 7:30 and 8:30. Then over on 100.9 FM, which currently has the Pine City Boys hockey game, with Joshua Miron at 7:45 and 8:45. That's when you can catch your local sports update. We'll talk about this game. We'll talk about all the other games in our local listening area, as well as regional sports and some national sports as well. Of course, stay tuned to our websites, WCMPradio.com, KBEK.com. We'll have local sports for you there, as well as our Facebook pages by the same name, WCMP Radio and KBK, plus our Twitter at WCMP Radio, or I suppose it's called X now. I keep forgetting it's not Twitter anymore, it's X. So even though everyone, I think forever may still call it Twitter. So, but again, stay tuned. There we'll talk about breaking sports news, changes in game times or cancellations. We'll talk about people who have signed their LOI places, or just simply recaps of the games that we have called as well. Of course, I want to thank Taylor Tollefson for coming out here to this game again. I haven't scared her off yet, ladies and gentlemen, so we appreciate her coming out. She did double duty. She also ran the camera for us here tonight and did a great job, I might add. So I want to thank her for coming out here to this one. Thank you all for tuning in once again. And the final on that scoreboard, 77-36 in favor of the Mora Mustangs. And Taylor, any final thoughts before we get out of here?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, we appreciate you once again joining me. I greatly appreciate it. I know people enjoy hearing another person's perspective on the game besides my own annoying voice. But again, I thank you for coming out. Thanks so much, and I appreciate it.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. It's been awesome.
Absolutely. We weren't treated to the same overtime game as we were on Tuesday, but a good game nonetheless. So again, thank you to all of you who tuned in. Thanks so much for tuning in. Thanks to all the fine sponsors, and a huge shout out and thanks again to Taylor Tollefson for joining me here this evening. The final for the last time here on that Embrace Orthodontics scoreboard, Mustangs 77, Jaguars 36. Don't forget, remember to be kind to everyone. You never know what someone is going through, and your kindness could truly make their day. For WCMP and KBEK, I'm Ethan Game Day Gilman. That was Taylor Tollefson. Have a great rest of your night.